Did you just get yourself a PlayStation 5 Slim and are wondering where your vertical stand is? Well, Sony has removed it from the inclusion within the packaging of the Slim and are selling it to you as a separate accessory for $30. I also hope that this $30 accessory is much more substantial than the one on the older systems because, I mean, it is 30 bucks. That's quite a hefty price tag for something that is just for aesthetic purposes. Another thing that I noticed when I was looking into this vertical stand is that it is compatible with older models. So we'll be trying that on those models here in this video to see what it looks like. Without further ado, let's get into the unboxing experience of this $30 accessory. Looks like Sony has gone the heavy packaging route and you'll need a knife to cut into it because of the PlayStation tape here. And it looks like it's a fold out type of thing, and then there's a pull tab. So the unboxing experience is not lackluster by any means, especially for 30 bucks. So we got that out of the way, and then we're gonna open it here. Right here in this corner, there is the adaptation screw. So this will screw into the bottom of the PlayStation and hold the vertical stand in place. I'm not sure why they decided to make it a plastic headed screw with metal bottom. I'm not sure of the design choice there, especially for its durability over time. I mean, you're not gonna be taking this off and putting it on frequently. At least I imagine so. There's a huge documentation package here for installation instructions. And as you can see, it is quite large and is in multiple languages. If you look closer at step one for the CF1000 models, that's the older PlayStation models. You have to affix some sort of adapter and then attach it to your console. We'll look at that here in more detail. Removing the stand, it is substantial. It's heavy, metal, really, really, really nice. I like this quite a bit. So there is the stand for the Slim model, and you just take it, affix it to the bottom of the Slim, and you don't have to worry about it at all. And then in the bottom here, you got the adapter for the older models. It looks like you just take this, put it on here, so it affixes to the bottom of those older PlayStation models. So again, we'll look at it in more detail on the PlayStation consoles itself. That is it for the packaging. That's all you get inside of the box of the vertical stand for the new PlayStation 5 Slim and older models. Here's a 1200 model PlayStation digital model only. Let's take a look at the vertical stand because I have these all on vertical stands. This one had a plastic screw, and this is where my concern with the plastic headed screw on the vertical stand lies. You can see there's a little bit of over torquing there. And if you just use a quarter or whatnot, I think it comes out just fine. I have this red tool for my cameras and whatnot. So let's remove this stand and then put the vertical stand on the digital model and see how it affixes to the bottom of this console. So now that we have the vertical stand here, you take this little attachment, or this included attachment, and there's two little guide poles on the vertical stand that you kind of just install, and it sits nicely there. So we have that on there ready to go. Let's bring the console back into the center of the frame, and then take this, make sure it is aligned with the screw hole. And I don't think I've ever been that lucky before where it just went right in. Take it and screw it into place. Tighten it up just a little bit. Don't want to over torque it because of the plastic head of the screw. And then that is it, my friends. There is the vertical stand on the PlayStation Digital. It looks quite nice. Here's the original launch edition of the disc version of the PlayStation 5. So this is a Model 1000, I believe. You can see here that I went with D Brand's dark plates before they got sued by Sony to cease and desist. I was lucky enough to get a pair of dark plates, and I think this model of, you know, the way that this looks is really awesome. If you're interested in a video on what these plates look like in more detail, hit the card here and check it out. One difference that you'll notice from the original launch edition of the PlayStation 5 is that the vertical screw is an actual screw. Go figure, right? I guess Sony realized that there's a substantial cost savings that you can get by including a plastic headed screw versus a full metal screw. All right, getting this vertical mount installed on a launch edition PlayStation Disc Edition. Use the plastic guides for this adapter. Put it in place, line it up, make sure the hole is lined up there. It's really hard to miss because those plastic guides. Flip it over, find the thread on the bottom of the PlayStation, get the included screw, and install. So it takes a little bit of finagling, but it works just fine. Sometimes you don't even necessarily need to use anything to tighten it up because of the plastic head. I don't have confidence in tightening that with a screwdriver. As you can see, the Disc Edition looks really sleek with this, but I think I prefer the plastic vertical mount because I mean, it adds a much more substantial stance to the PlayStation. Okay, so onto the console that this vertical stand was meant for. I mean, honestly, it's meant for all of them. They just added this adapter. This is not something we're going to be using for this installation because it's not meant for this console. Basically, just attach this to the bottom of the PlayStation 5 Slim. And the beauty of these systems is that the outer casing or the plates on this allow you to stand the console this way momentarily while you install the vertical stand. The thing with this is that this little plastic cover that comes on the bottom or covers the thread on the bottom of the PlayStation Slim goes into the bottom of the vertical stand. There's a little housing or a little retention hole there that you place into the triangle circle area, and then take this, turn it around, align it with the thread, and then take the screw and install it. Super basic, super simple, and just finger tighten it. There's no need, there's enough space for your fingers unless you have really fat fingers. I wouldn't, tighten it any more than it needs to because it's steadily in place with just a hand tightening. So with that being said, there is the vertical stand on the PlayStation 5 Slim. I mean, from the illustrations on everything that you've seen with the announcement of this PlayStation, it looks just great. I mean, this looks phenomenal. You don't need this, but I like the adaptation. One thing you will notice with the disc version of the Slim is that the vertical stand looks like it's out of alignment because of this bump out here for the disc drive. One thing that I do intend to do in the future so I can add that symmetry back is get some plates from dbrand and take off the disc drive because I never use it, put it in place, and then it'll add that symmetry back in. I kind of don't like this, the way that this looks, but it is what it is for now. And then, I mean, it's something that you can address if you want to by removing some hardware on the PlayStation 5, which sounds a little weird to say out loud, especially for a console. So to wrap this video up of the vertical stand for the PlayStation 5 console, newer slim ones and the older disc version and digital version, I think this is a pretty good trade-off considering that this PlayStation console comes with 200 more gigabytes of internal storage. So if they had to remove the included vertical stand for that trade-off, I think that's a pretty good deal, in my opinion, honestly. It's not like you can't add, an NVMe SSD, and if you're interested in how to add that storage to your PlayStation, I'll leave it carded right here as well. I did an instructional video on how to do that on the older versions, the digital and the disc version. It's no different here. I did it with this one. If you're interested in me creating a video like that, an instructional video, let me know with a thumbs up or a comment down below. Let me know what you think of this vertical stand. I think it looks good on the new Slim minus the disc. Like I said, I think I'm going to remove the disc and get some other plates in the future, because that symmetry thing is really bothering me. You know, my OCD's like pinging. So do you feel the same way about that? I don't know. If you're interested in pricing and availability and you want to support content creation here on this channel, feel free to shop through my affiliate link in the description to pick this up for yourself if you want one. That support is highly appreciated. It helps me continue to create content here on this channel like this for you. Before I close, I have nothing to disclose. I bought this thing with my own hard-earned cash with the support, you know, from you guys, from watching, liking, sharing, you know, commenting, all that type of stuff. I really appreciate everything. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm Tomas, and I'll catch you in the next one.